So, is South Korean law enforcement really doing everything they can to hold Johnny Somali accountable? Or is something else going on behind the scenes? Because from the start, it feels like Johnny's been protected in ways that don't fully add up. Yes, South Korea is the only country that's actually arrested and detained him, and sure, that looks good on paper. But the more you dig, the more it starts looking like a perfectly timed publicity stunt. One that generates praise for South Korean authorities without delivering real punishment. And if you think that sounds like a reach, just wait. Let's talk facts. We now have clear evidence that Johnny Somali not only praised North Korea and its leader Kim Jong-un while inside South Korea, but he also openly said he hopes the South gets nuked. That's not just disrespectful, it's a direct violation of South Korean national security laws. And yet, no official charge has been filed under that law. Why? Here's the clip. I hope they nuke this place. I hope this whole thing turns into Fallout. New Vegas. Kim Jong-un. Press that button. That's not some offhand joke. That's an intentional provocation from a man who knew exactly what he was doing. So let's stop pretending Johnny Somali was just some clueless tourist with a GoPro. He studied how to create maximum outrage and then played dumb when it mattered. And the response? Still no serious charge filed for praising an enemy regime on South Korean soil, something that's very clearly illegal under their national security law. So again, is this about real justice? Or is it about keeping up appearances?
I hope these nuke shit so this shit turn to Fallout New Vegas. I hope these niggas nuke this shit. I hope they nuke this shit so shit turn to Fallout New Vegas. No, please, Kim Jong-un, press that button. Press.
Let's look at public reaction. Koreans are only talking. When will this guy finally go to jail? He should get 20 years for what he did to the statue, and that would be fair. Authorities are just building evidence. Trials take time. They're keeping him there to bleed him slowly. He had a way out with every charge. If he showed any remorse, he'd be deported by now. He earned that cell. And then there's this. Hank should be charged too. He stood there with Johnny, praising the North. That's not a bystander. That's an accomplice. Let's break that down. These aren't just angry comments. They show the public is noticing a disturbing trend. Johnny Somali gets away with more than he should. And legal experts agree. Under South Korean law, public praise of North Korea, especially from within South Korean borders, is not protected speech. It's considered a threat to national security. You can and should be prosecuted for it.
Freedom of speech does not protect you praising North Korean regime or Kim Jong-un, the North Korean leader. North Korea, Kim Jong-un, yeah, you will go to prison for that. Yeah, that's a very strict law in Korea, and we still have that law.
So why hasn't he? Instead of bringing that serious charge, authorities seem to be dancing around the issue, building weak cases on other crimes, while the most serious offense sits untouched. Let me remind you, this man disrespected the Korean War. He made light of national tragedies. He said things that in any other country would have gotten him deported at best, jailed at worst. And now he's playing his favorite card again. It's just free speech. Even Hank Yu recently jumped in to defend him, saying South Korea was violating Johnny's right to express himself. But let's be clear.
It's freedom of speech.
Yep. Through this case, I realized that most people do not understand free speech nor value it.
What you did was free speech.
This is not about free speech. This is about incitement, about propaganda, and about deliberately mocking a country's sovereignty while standing on its soil. Johnny Somali knew the line, and he crossed it on purpose. And when interrogated by South Korean investigators, he played dumb again. Here's what he said. The detective looked me in the eye and asked, "Johnny, do you know where North Korea is?" And I said, "Yeah, it's like north of here." Then he asked, "What's your relationship with North Korean communists?" I said, right to remain silent. This is not some naive guy who got caught up in a misunderstanding. This is someone weaponizing South Korea's hesitation to take real action. And the longer this goes on, the more people are asking, is Johnny Somali more clever than South Korean law enforcement itself? Because every time a new charge is added, he finds a way out.
National Intelligence Security Charge. Does anybody know what the that means? I got interrogated 2 days ago. It's March 6th. The detective looked me in the eye and he said, "Johnny, do you know where North Korea is?" I said, "It's the dumbass guy, like north of here." Like straight up, I told homie. I said, "North of here? Like what are you talking about? North of here? Like this is a stupid ass question." And then he asked me, "What's your relationship with North Korean communists?" I said, "Right to remain silent."
And while all of this is happening, something even more disturbing is starting to grow. Copycats. In recent weeks, several news streamers, using the term loosely, have started doing Johnny-style harassment content across other Asian countries. They provoke shopkeepers. They disrupt businesses. They chase attention by disrespecting locals, all for views. Just like Johnny did. Here's a clip of one. 140. It's already open. Just let me take a sip. Why are you being stingy about my fruit? It's the same tactics, same energy, same manipulation. And that's what makes this situation even more dangerous. Because it's no longer just Johnny. It's a movement, a mindset. And South Korea's weak response might be encouraging others to test the limits. Let's be honest, Johnny Somali should have already faced national security charges for what he said and did. He shouldn't be live streaming. He shouldn't have a fan base manipulating store owners across Asia. And he definitely shouldn't be the face of a growing trend that encourages disrespect in the name of clout.
Put it down now!
Can I take it just a sip?
Put it down now!
It's already open. It's already open.
140!
It's already open.
140!
I'm just gonna take one sip to see if it's nice. Nah, I'll leave now.
So 140.
How?
1, 2.
Okay, I'll get a different drink then.
Fuck you, 140.
The 7-Up's looking at me right now.
I don't care, 140. 140. No.
Why?
I said 140.
You're being stingy to my fruit.
So, why isn't more being done? And if it's true that Hank Yu stood next to Johnny and encouraged this, why hasn't he been charged as well? Hank Yu is a disgrace to South Korea. He should be charged and banned too, one commenter wrote. Another added, Johnny praises North Korea, but he won't cross the border. That says everything you need to know. At the end of the day, this goes beyond just a streamer being annoying. This is about national dignity and what happens when it's constantly mocked with no serious consequences. So what do you think? Is South Korean law enforcement dragging its feet on purpose? Are they afraid of making a bigger scene? Or is there something deeper behind why Johnny Somali hasn't faced the full weight of the law? And if nothing changes, how long before another Johnny shows up? This time more dangerous, more aggressive, and more viral? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and stay alert. Because what's happening now might just be the beginning.